Welcome back. Long time no see. I hope everybody is doing well, staying safe and healthy in this crazy time that we are living in. That's all I'm gonna say on that. Thanks for coming to my channel. I missed you guys. I am here today to talk about some new-ish makeup. As you can tell from the title, we are talking BH today as kind of per usual. I talk about BH a lot on this channel. They're one of my favorite brands, super affordable, high quality, and they have yet to let me down. So I have a couple of their newer releases in hand, a couple of their blush palettes from the Truffle blush collection that I recently purchased, and this Smitten in Switzerland palette from their recent release in their travel series. They have about 9 palettes in this series that they've released over the past year or two, and this is one of the newer palettes. So we are going to be playing this today. I'm also going to do swatches and throw them in probably somewhere at the end of all 3 palettes actually. So if you haven't seen this, this is what it looks like. Please, I'm trying to hide the mirror, it's so dirty. I've been playing with it. But look how beautiful that is. Yes. This is the eye look that I created with the palette, and also these beauties, and these are what they look like inside. They're super pretty. So that's what we're here for today. If you want a rundown and you want to see how I got this look and what I think about these palettes, then just keep watching. Okay guys, so as the title suggests today, I'm playing with some new BH Cosmetics makeup. Well, it's kind of new-ish, but anyway, some of their newer releases have come out, and I placed an order recently, and I wanted to try out a few new things that looked awesome to me. So today we're going to be playing with this Smitten in Switzerland palette. It's part of their travel series. They have 9 palettes total, I think, in the collection. They've been releasing them periodically for the past year or so, but I thought this one was absolutely beautiful because if you look inside, so this is the color story. We're so used to seeing tons of warm tones and neutrals and blah blah blah, and this palette does have some of that in there, but there's also just a ton of earthy tones. There's a mix of warm and cool. We're going to be playing around with this today. I'm going to do a look, and I have a couple ideas for other color schemes and color stories with this palette that you might want to try. I was kind of swatching, playing around, getting a feel for the colors and textures, and I kind of just did a couple little swatch stories, so to give you guys some ideas on some looks you could do with this palette. So we're going to be playing with this today. I haven't decided what kind of look I'm going to do yet. I might pick from some of the swatches I did. I'll also do some swatches on my arm for you guys so you can see what they look like on skin, but obviously, you know, swatches can be misleading, so you want to see how they perform on the eyes to really get a good benchmark. Also, I picked up some of their new blush palettes that they released. So I think there's probably about 8 or 9 also. These are the ones I was able to get while they were in stock. These are the Truffle blush palettes. They have a ton of colors, a great range for all skin tones. They're all really beautiful, so I'm going to show you these. I got the chocolate orange truffle and vanilla orange truffle palettes. They were the only ones left in stock when I went to place an order before all this crazy pandemic stuff started happening. So this is the chocolate orange truffle, which I feel like should be the vanilla orange truffle because it's very light in color, but basically both of these are very peachy pink, really pretty for spring. This is all the blush I would ever need pretty much in one palette. This is my go-to kind of color. And then this one is more of a kind of combo in terms of there's more shimmer in this palette, and this is the vanilla orange truffle. I really actually like these two colors together for a possible really bright punchy eyeshadow look. This one is more of a blush bronzer topper. It's very shimmery, and this one reminds me of NARS Orgasm. It's that corally peachy pink with a gold flip inside. I think these were $12. Like I always say, wait for a BH sale. because they always go on sale. And I think this palette retails for $16, but on sale it could be half of that price. Yeah, so this is the round of what we're playing with today. As you can see, have my face on already. I have, you know, the whole beat. And I also have a lip on today. What am I wearing on my lips? Let's see. I am wearing the ColourPop Lippy Pencil in BFF, a classic. And I am wearing the Wet n Wild Liquid Catsuit. What the heck is this? Yeah, the Liquid Catsuit, like the glossy one in Send Nudes. So that's what's on my lips. I will list everything that's on my face in the description box as always. Let me prep myself and I'll come back and we'll talk about some of the color stories that I put together that you might want to try if you decide to get this palette or even these blush palettes. So when I took a look at this, I saw a lot of different possibilities. A nice mix of cool and warm tones in here. Like these kind of shades could go really with any type of look. They're staples. And the black in here is pitch black. It's super smooth and it is probably one of the darkest blacks that I have in my collection. So that's always an essential as well. That's an amazing black. Just swatching it was so black it like almost stained my fingertip. But from this, I was like thinking, how many different looks can I get from this? It seems like there's a ton going on here, so I kind of wanted to like touch, play, feel, you know, mess around with the eyeshadows before I put them on my eye. So I created this little like color story cheat sheet. So this is what I did kind of to give myself some ideas. And I'm gonna run through what colors I used in this palette to create these little like quads and trios. So, and forgive me for the way that the metallics look on here. I mean, I don't know who decides to swatch on a piece of paper, but it's just what came to me at the time. So this is what I came up with for some of these looks. So here, how am I gonna do this? This is not the best idea. Let me see. Also, don't mind my disgusting nub fingertips. I don't have any of my normal press-on nails. We're in quarantine. Amazon is not willing to help me at this time because, you know, they're prioritizing way more important things. So please don't look at my chewed off, picked off, disgusting little fingertips. I have to do something about them, but it is what it is for right now. Okay, so we're gonna do like the teacher reading a book to their kindergarten class type of like vibe, and I'm gonna point and show you what colors I used to put these little quads and trios together. So here I started with Montreux. I don't know if that's how you say that, but whatever. Montreux is the first shade, second shade Lucerne, third shade Yodel, and the fourth shade is this beautiful blue purple duochrome called Brisk. Really fun, like kind of like a berry type of vibe. This blue, this swatch does it no justice. It looks disgusting on paper, but it's such a beautiful color. The second look is very like everyday neutral type of vibe. I used Montreux again. I used this beautiful orangey yellow Matterhorn. I used Chocolate as the third shade, and the shimmer is Geneva, which also didn't swatch very well, but on the eyes and when you feel it on your fingertips, it's very creamy. And then this look is comprised of Alps as the shimmer shade, Slope as the transition crease, Nightfall as the deepening shade, the beautiful black, and you can't really see it here, but Snowcap is just a white. I figured you could blend it on your brow bone or use it as a matte inner corner highlight. And then from there, this color story is near and dear to my heart because if any of you started out using Wet n Wild makeup like I did, which was a favorite of mine for a very long time, the little trios you can still find at the store. This reminds me of the Silent Treatment Trio. I used to use this in high school and college. This was like my favorite shade to wear on my eyes. So if any of you know what I'm talking about, this is kind of inspired by that little trio. I use this shade Glacier Express as the shimmer, Fondue as the medium transition or like lighter transition, and then Chocolate as the deepening shade, and Nightfall as well again. And then for this simple, easy green, pine, olive green inspired look, just take Mount Riggy as the shimmer shade, Mountain as the crease, and Slope as the deepening shade. Easy peasy. Same thing goes for these berry tones. You have a very easy, visually easy look to put together. I used Zurich for the shimmer shade, Yodel as the transition, and blended it out with Montreux again. And then, as a bonus, I was looking at the blush palettes and I thought you could definitely use this as eyeshadow as well. These colors would be absolutely gorgeous for spring. I love using peachy eyeshadow in the spring and the summertime. So, down here, let me transition to my blush palette. So down here, I started off with this shade in the chocolate orange palette, and then I moved into the second shade. These don't have names, so if you plan on buying these palettes or you have these palettes, just follow along with me here. But I'm using the top two shades here, and this is the chocolate orange truffle palette. And then for these this beautiful coral and this deep rusty red brown, I used the vanilla orange truffle palette, and I used these two shades here. I figured this would, like I said, would be perfect for spring and summer. So these were just some ideas I came up with to kind of like illustrate what you could do with this palette. All right, got myself situated here. I used my e.l.f. 16-hour Camo Concealer in the shade Medium Sand as my eye base today. Just patted that on, made sure I had no creases on my oily little eyelids. Oh my god, how am I doing this without looking? So I decided I think I'm gonna play in like the pink, rosier tones in here. I might use a pop of color, but I think I have an idea of what I want to go with. I have to be completely honest, I have played with this palette already, so I do know what I think. But I wanted you guys to know what I thought. So that's why I'm here right now. And also, when I played with this, I didn't yet have these because it was a separate order. I have a tendency to place 2 orders in a row because the first time I didn't get everything that I wanted. So that's what happened here. Anyway, so let's get started. I'm gonna go in with Montreux as my first little crease transition shade. Something light, similar to my skin tone, kind of bringing it all the way up to my brow bone because it's so similar to my skin tone, and just give myself a nice little base to begin blending with. And you guys know I love BH shadows, so I'm very comfortable with their formula and trust that pretty much all of their eyeshadows are going to stay consistent because that's kind of been my experience with them. But if you're not sure and you're trying a brand for the first time or something, it's nice to lay down that first shadow, you know, that's something close to your skin tone, so that you kind of give yourself a little bit of insurance that if you're not sure how they're going to blend, you can start off by giving yourself a nice soft shadow that everything can blend on top of. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm just going to run this pretty much all the way up, and as I'm blending this, it really is not that different from my skin tone, which is good. Just give me a little something to go off of. And I'm using my BH 101 brush. I forget what collection this is from, but it's with the bright gold handles, and this is a very old brush for me. I've had this for a very long time. I'm back to using it to begin all of my eyeshadow looks because it's just great to really fluff out and diffuse color with. Nice and easy, just something light to start with. Now I'm gonna go into, I think I'm gonna go into Lucerne, this dusty mauve rose color. And I'm gonna stick with, do I wanna stick with this brush? I'm gonna go with this and kind of run it almost all the way up like I did with Montreux. I'm gonna be a little more purposeful with where I'm placing this color. Not just like throwing it on, but not being super precise either. I'm just trying to be light-handed with this shade so that it merges nicely. I think think I want to keep this a little sharper out here versus being a little more rounded than I sometimes do. I'm going to take my Maybelline Superstay powder, which I use under my eyes, and my Real Techniques sponge. Kind of rub that in there. This is a full coverage powder, in my opinion. I use it under my eyes because I have such dark circles. And I'm just going to stamp the outer corner so that kind of like translucent powder, so that I have a little bit of a sharp line to use as a guide. Nice. Alright, now that we have that all kind of blended and nice and diffused, I'm going to go in with a different brush, BH Cosmetics 7 brush. I think this is discontinued, this little set, so I'm sorry about that. And I'm just going to go into my socket and define with that color a little bit before we go into the next shade. Just so I have something as a guide where I'm going to bring in some darker color. God, this chair is not good for my back. Oh. I have a deep set eye, so I can really like bring it into my socket like this. Now look how much we built that up from where we started. You can tell in my crease, it's very defined now. I'm gonna take a brush you guys have seen probably a million times that I've used. It is the Real Techniques Brush Crush 305 brush that I don't think exists anymore either, so I'm sorry about that. And I'm going to go into the shade Yodel, this beautiful burgundy red color. It's almost like a wine, but it's a little more pink. I'm gonna bring this into the crease and deepen even more and bring it up a little higher than where we were before. And also I'm going to keep it on the outer V here, because when we go to blend out anything, if we go to blend out anything deeper later on, it'll give us a nice place to gradiate into. So I'm going to be really gentle and then a little bit more heavy-handed in the crease. I'm going to soften up these lines and blend out with my 101 brush again. Just because I was really kind of packing on that burgundy color. Now I want to meld that color with Lucerne, which is the dusty rose color. So I'm just going back in, intensifying the burgundy a little more, and then clean brush, back in and blending again. Sometimes I take it a little too far into my inner corner, and I have darkness there already, so it kind of mimics a bruise sometimes. So I gotta check myself. I'm gonna go into the shade Chocolate just to add a little bit of brown in here. And I'm using pretty much all BH brushes today too. I'm using the BH Studio Pro number 6 brush. It kind of looks like a MAC 217 style brush. And I'm gonna place this just on the outer V of my eye. I don't really have an outer V that I can create. It kind of is just like the outer third of my eye. Just for a little bit of depth. And bring it into my crease a little bit. But not too much. Okay, now at this point I could keep this very boring and go with this color because it's expected, or I could do something else, which I think I'm gonna do. I'm gonna have fun. So I am going to choose Brisk, this beautiful cobalt purple duochrome, because it does have purple in it, and this turned out to be way more purple than I anticipated. So I'm gonna put it on with my finger. I'm gonna use my middle finger here, and I'm gonna tap it on. Probably would benefit if I sprayed my finger or a brush or something. Ooh, that's pretty. And I'm not doing a cut crease or anything, so I kind of get a little bit, not messy, but like when there's an eyeshadow like this and it's really glittery, I like to kind of bring it above my natural crease because it catches the light in a certain way when it's on the inner part of your eye, and it just makes the sparkle, like, I don't know, something about it. I think it might just be my eye shape that makes it like weird, but very, very pretty. Oh my gosh, I really like this. Okay, we're getting somewhere. Cute. Gonna grab this little tiny, you've seen this before, guys, this little Eco Tools brush. I don't know where it came from, what set it's in, if it still exists. I like this for under my eyebrow and my inner corner. So I'm gonna take Snow Cap and use it to highlight my brow bone, a nice creamy matte shade. And then this will highlight all the brow hairs that I have failed to pluck, so you can enjoy that. And at this point, I am going to continue to replicate this on this eye, and then I will come back to finish up, and then we can add some blush, play with the blush, add some highlight, do some fun things. I'm gonna do that, and I will catch you in a few minutes. Okay guys, I'm back. For the most part, I have everything matched up nicely, and I'm just gonna finish my under eyes really quick. So I'm gonna use Yodel and Chocolate together and just mix them, and use this Milani pencil brush from this little 3-piece travel set and run this under my eye real quick so we can hide all my wrinkles. I think at this point we need an inner corner highlight. I'm going to use my highlighter, which is the Benefit Cookie Highlighter. I'm obsessed. It's one of my top favorites now. It has a nice little kind of a pinky sheen, so I'm going to pop that on the inner corner. I'm also going to put some on my cheeks because I don't actually have, do I have highlight on? I don't think so. So I'm just going to use my e.l.f. highlighting brush. I use this for blush, bronzer, highlight sometimes. So I want it to be a little more blown out. Yes, 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 yes. See that? See that? Ew, I just highlighted a pimple. Great. And now I'm gonna dip into one of these beautiful blushes. I don't know, since these are a little more peachy orangey, I'm gonna find the one that's the most pinkish. I'm probably gonna, between the two, go for this one up top here from the Chocolate Orange Truffle palette, and it's the top lightest one. Pretty pigmented, so make sure you dab some off on the back of your hand first, and then we can go in. I'm gonna start up here. Oh, that's pretty. Put some on my nose, like all the cool girls on TikTok do. They go a little crazy with it, but I can appreciate like the cute little doll like cheek vibe. I'm gonna have to play with these more in another video because using one blush is not gonna really tell you anything. I can tell you that for blushes, they're pretty pigmented, which is nice, but you gotta be careful that you don't use too much. But they're really soft, a lot of color payoff, and I think they're very blendable. So like I said before, I think you can use them as eyeshadow. I'm gonna play with them more, but I'm gonna do swatches at the end of these blush palettes and this palette so you can get an idea of the colors and what they truly look like, and if these would work on your skin tone, or maybe you would like to choose another color scheme. I'm gonna do that at the end. I'm gonna finish off my eyes. I'm not doing lashes today, even though I feel like this look would probably look best with lashes. I don't have a pair of lashes that I'm ready to like bust out. Let me go grab my liquid liner and I will be right back. I'm back. I actually got tempted for a second to jump back into this blush palette and see if in the Vanilla Orange Truffle palette this kind of like, it looks like a highlight. It could be a highlight for like medium to deep skin tones. I think it would be like, for me, maybe a bronzer topper, like in the summertime if I wanted to look real glowy, but I'm intrigued by it because it's not super shimmery. Like I wouldn't really wear it as an eyeshadow. So I'm gonna try and put some on my cheeks and see if this is a major mistake or not. I'm gonna tap my brush off quite a bit. Okay, let's see. Yeah, I'm not liking it as a highlight. It just like dimmed my skin down. And like I said, I'm breaking out really severely right now, so it's kind of bringing out my texture, but I feel like in the summertime on top of bronzer, it would look really pretty. Maybe, I don't know. But it gave me a nice glow, just not like what I was anticipating. But that's cute. I like that. I like these palettes a lot. Let's finally finish these eyes, for God's sake. I'm gonna take my trusty Ride or Die NYX Epic Ink liquid liner. I'm just gonna, oh shit, this is the wrong one. I have to get my black one. Hold on, this is brown and it's exploding everywhere. Oh my God, this one's exploding too. What the hell? I have to get a new one. Anyway, I'm just gonna draw a quick line. Oh my God, they're probably like the worst lines I've ever drawn. Because of that, I'm gonna smudge it out a little bit with my trusty Wet n Wild brow kit. I use the dark brown in this kit all the time to like smoke out my liner and just kind of like take the real like vinyl-y look of it down, because the NYX Epic Ink can kind of look shiny sometimes. It's fine. And now I'm gonna put on my trusty L'Oreal Telescopic Mascara, Ride or Die. Can't tell me otherwise. It's my favorite. I've been using it for years. So I put my mascara on. I tight-lined a little bit, but I kind of stabbed my eye out with my Extreme Lasting eye pencil from Essence in, it's black. I can't read, the tag is ripped off and whatever. So tight lined, a little bit of eyeliner, whatever, and I feel like my lip is a little, like it's neutral, but I want it to be a little more like purpley. So I'm gonna top it with this Milani Ludicrous lip gloss, and this is in the shade Semi Charmed. It was like, you can see the color literally perfectly with my lip, with my eyes, I mean. Yeah, that's what I wanted. Did that even do anything? I don't know. Okay guys, this is the finished look. Hold on, let me get my hair right. Let me get my hair right. Look at that sparkle.
Hi guys, this is Editing Victoria, and I totally forgot about the swatches, so I'm going to insert them for you here now.
I hope you guys liked this video. Let me know if you are going to try either the blush palettes or the Smitten in Switzerland palette. I'd love to know. If you have any look suggestions, any other looks you'd like me to try with this palette, let me know in the comments. Tell me what you want to see next. But anyways, I hope you like this look. I hope you like this video. You know me, you know I love BH, so obviously these are all a big thumbs up from me, especially the palette. I'm super impressed with this. I think $16, well worth it, but you can definitely get it for cheaper when it's on sale. A million different looks. There's some really fun shades in here. Quality's great, blendability, pigmentation. They're super smooth, high quality for a cheap price, which I'm all about. Just let me know in the comments anything you'd like to see from me. and I will be sure to take that into account when I am filming. But as always guys, like, comment, share, subscribe, ring the notification bell so that you know when I'm uploading. Thank you guys so much for watching this video, and I will see you in the next one. Bye dolls.